In this video, I just want to quickly touch on packages in R. Packages are one of the things that makes R very useful. And due to its open source nature, there are a lot of packages for R. So these are essentially like just packages, literally, of code that will do specialized things that can come in handy that aren't in the base R. So there will be several packages. Several packages we'll use in this class. But then there's also just several packages that most people will use with R pretty frequently. That are old, that they've been around a while. They have a lot of usefulness. And then there's going to be more niche packages for maybe something very specific that you want to do. There might already, instead of coming up with the code from scratch, there might already be a package that does whatever you need to do. So there's a few different ways that we can install packages. So, first, if we just want to go to the menu here, so it's just going to be under Tools, and then you can go to Install Packages. If you already have packages installed and you want to look at a list of those packages, you can just click on the Packages tab over in the bottom right window here. So you can see a list of some that I already have installed, and some of them will just be kind of included with base R already. So, you'll already have them installed. Like lots of these I don't even recognize. Like they're either installed just in R itself, or sometimes when you download a package, that package will need to download other packages with it in order to make it work. So it might download some automatically for you. But you can see a list of them, like for example, ggplot2. That's like a one for making graphs and stuff. And you can make graphs in base R too, but ggplot2 kind of gives you more tools to do that. So that's a pretty common one right there, just as an example. So I already have that installed. But let's go ahead and look at how we would go about installing a new package. So we just click on Install Packages here, and then you would basically just type in the package that you want to install, and you can do multiple, as it says right here. Just separate them with space or comma. They ask you where you want to install it. So this is the directory on your computer. So this is the directory on my computer where my R stuff is. Okay. Where you're installing it from. So this is important specifically for this class because there is at least one package that I know of off the top of my head that we'll use in future videos that was archived recently. That one's called TigerStats. So that one we'll need to download manually, and then we can install it from the package archive file. And I'll cover a list of packages that we're going to use in this class in a separate video. So right now we're just kind of looking generally. For the most part, if you know the name of the package you want to install, you can just do it right from the repository. So let's just do ggplot2. I already have that installed, but still do it anyway. Or it might just go ahead and update it for me. Okay. So you can see, for example, that the our tools package was needed to install this package, and apparently I didn't have it installed. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I don't see it on the list here, but regardless, it says that it went ahead and installed it for me first. So it's not going to make you install it first unless you're doing it manually. Then you're going to have to install those packages separately. Again, we'll cover in the next video when we go ahead and do that. But for the most part, everything will be automatic here. Okay. So, and you don't need to go to the menu. You can just do install.packages, and then you can just put the package you want in quotes, and I can just do it again. It'll just do the same thing again, even though it's already installed. Okay. So now ggplot2 is installed, and even though it's installed, it's not going to be useful automatically. You still are going to need to load the package by doing require, and then we can do ggplot2. And now the package is actually loaded into the workspace, and now we can actually use it. So now, of course, you can just look at the documentation for the package online if you want to know everything that's in it, or you could use this function ls. And I just needed to look up the syntax here, but it's just going to be ls package, and then whatever your package name is, and that whole thing be in quotes. And then that'll list every single thing in the package. And this is quite a big one. You know, if you're using a more niche package, it might be kind of small, but this is basically everything that is in the ggplot2 package. Now, of course, you might not know what this is, like one of these are, so you can use the help menu to kind of help you out here. So you could just go ahead and find it in your package list and you can click on it, and that'll basically, this is probably a more useful way to do it than this way. So, you know, it'll tell you everything, every function, and it'll kind of give you a brief summary of what those things do. So the AES part of ggplot2 is for the aesthetic portions of it, like, you know, the colors and what the lines look like on the graph, stuff like that. And then you can click on that, and then it'll actually tell you how to use that function just like it would on the normal help menu in R. Okay. So very useful in the help menu over here, because I mean, there's no way, you know, you can keep track of every little thing in every single package that you'll be using, so you'll want to reference this quite a bit. Okay, so again, I'll go through the ones that we're actually going to use in this class frequently in a separate video, but one more thing, if packages are going to be frequently updated, so we can go in here and look for package updates, and you can see these are the ones that I have currently installed that could use an update. And if you don't update them, they'll probably work fine, but you might run into problems, basically. So I'll just go ahead and do that. And it says, you know, it's going to want to restart R before we do that. So I'll go ahead and let that run. So you can see it's pulling all of them. So it's just basically downloading the zip files from that website. You could do it on your own by downloading the zip files and then just installing from the zip file. This just makes it happen a little more automatically is all. Okay, and it looks like it is done. So then it tells you where things are installed. You know, I think these are just like some, maybe some temporary files, but you can find them, you know, right wherever your R library folder is, like it says in here. There should be like a packages folder in there. And then one more thing to point out, you can see the command that it ran right here when it installed those packages. So that's all it does when it updates, is it's just installing the package again. And you can see it uses that C function to do multiple of them at the same time. So you don't have to do it one by one. If there's a bunch of packages, like in the next video, if you just want to install all the packages for this class in one go, you could use that function to go ahead and do that. So yeah, I think that is it for the basics of packages in R.